Hi, thanks very much for clicking on the video link. My name is Natalie Armstrong-Motin with Marketing Resolution, and this is another in the series of Marketing Mondays. I suppose everybody's back from holiday. Welcome back to work. Happy New Year. Hope your holidays went great. And again, thanks very much for joining me. I've got my coffee all set to go. Today it's just a nice coffee with a little bit of milk and sugar, nothing extraordinary, but it's quite nice on a cold wintry day. So if you are joining me from anywhere, I guess, I don't have a real, a standard bar here. I'd like to know where you're from. Where are you watching from? So pop your name and your location into the comment section for me so that I can see who's here. It's always kind of fun to see who's attending. Well, today, Marketing Monday, we want to talk about business plans, marketing plans, and communication plans. And of course, which of those you need for your particular mediation or arbitration practice. So let me explain what they are and then stay with me. And at the end, then we'll talk about which one of these your practice needs. So let's start at the top with a business plan. And a business plan, I guess sort of, I don't know, loosely defined, is a document that defines, it can be in quite detail, that defines your practice's objectives and how you plan to achieve those objectives, right? How are you going to reach those goals? A business plan is the written roadmap for your practice. It frequently contains a marketing plan. Sometimes not, though. It kind of depends on your particular methodology and maybe the business school that you attended or the books that you've written about. All right, from the UAE, hello, thanks very much. And Josephine from Lagos, Nigeria. Hi, Josephine. Thanks very much for joining me. Nigeria, one of my favorite places. Rick, Austin, Texas. Ooh, Austin, that's a good one. That's a nice town. All right. So a business plan. A lot of people think that a business plan is only for those businesses that are seeking funding. That's actually, I think, unfortunately, a myth. A business plan is a great way for you at any point during the year. I mean, I know this is January and we're all sort of thinking about, housekeeping and planning for the year ahead, but you can do this at any juncture of your practice. So if you're brand new, you definitely want to do this, but even if you're really established, it's always good to sit down and think about what you're offering, why you're offering it, to whom, how are you pricing it, etc. All of those are really good things. All right, from England, hi Paul, thanks very much for joining today. Milton, Florida, ooh, nice weather there in Milton, Florida. And New York, thank you, Your Honor, for joining. All right, so a business plan, there are lots of different templates, lots of different ways you can go about building a business plan, but they are sort of in the key components of a business plan. The executive summary, so this is essentially your practice description. You next might want to have an organization or even a management structure. This is going to outline who you are as the folks managing tasks within the practice and what your task is. Right, if that makes sense. You want to define in your business plan the services that you offer. And I know that for a lot of us, this could be very broad, but for most of us, it's going to be quite specific. So for example, it's not just going to be mediation. It might be early neutral evaluative mediation specifically for elder care facilities. Right, so you can get quite deep into the details with that one. You also want to include in your business plan some degree of competitor analysis and colleague analysis. It's good to sit down and at any time of the year, of course, look to see what your perceived competitors are doing and what your colleagues are doing. On a nice, cold, rainy, icky day in the middle of winter, put on your yoga pants, grab a cup of coffee, open up your LinkedIn account, and look around and see what other mediators and arbitrators are doing. Where are they networking? Who's in their contact list? How often are they posting? How much action do they get on those posts, etc.? Do they have a YouTube channel or a podcast? All of those kinds of things. And you want to note all of those details so that you can make a plan to be different than. In a business plan also, like I said, business plan frequently will contain some aspect of a marketing plan, if not a full-blown marketing plan, and they do sometimes, again, depending on your school of thought. But a marketing plan, maybe even some strategy about moving people from stranger to client, right? Those specifics, of course, are up to you and how you want to move that relationship along. Also, if you have in a business plan your financial plan, what kind of return on investment are you looking for? What really do you need to get back from your activities? So maybe this will include a budget, maybe not. Some of us don't have much budget to work with. Some of us have the ability to spend, but don't know where to spend. So a financial plan is going to provide you an idea about where you're going to spend your money and what kind of return on investment that could create for you. Then let's move on to a marketing plan. And a marketing plan, again, it's a whole different thing than a business plan. A marketing plan is the operational document that outlines all of the promotion and outreach strategies and activities that you intend to do for yourself and your practice. It can be a lot, but you can also keep it quite simple if you prefer. So it's a plan that is going to be thought out in sections of time, in big blocks of time. So a marketing plan is going to be for 6 months, a year, 18 months, etc. And you want to lay that out. And a marketing plan, these are the milestones that you're going to set for your practice. A marketing plan could include things like the market research that you did for your business plan about your colleagues or your competition. It should definitely include the very tailored messaging that your primary, secondary, or tertiary target markets will most appreciate, whether that's by geography or practice specialty, or psychographic, entirely up to you, but you do need to develop that very tailored messaging. Then you want to think about the platform that you're going to use to promote and market your particular practice and its services. So this is going to include things like, obviously, the internet. For most of us, that's going to be LinkedIn. This is sort of where we all live and breathe and work is on LinkedIn. But it could be trade conferences like bar association conferences. It could include getting your articles published in trade publications or being the public speaker at brown bag lunches or conferences, things of that nature. It could include some aspect of training. It should definitely include some networking, right? That's going to be important. And then I think the marketing plan, it needs to have the overall strategy. And I think this is probably the really important part about the marketing plan, really identifying your target market and the value proposition of your particular practice, right? So you want to be able to identify what it is that your clients really truly want from you. And it could be any number of things. Durable, reasonable resolution. It could be that it's friendlier. It could be, less money, less time. It could be lots of different things, but figure out what they really truly want from your services. And then think about how you're going to effectively and efficiently answer those concerns. That's a big portion of a marketing plan, is understanding what they want and how you're going to communicate that you're capable of delivering that. Marketing plans, they're generally not written in stone. They are very adjustable. They're designed to be adjustable on purpose so that when things change, like the COVID-19 pandemic changed all of our careers and all of our lives, you have to be able to pivot, and a marketing plan should be able to do the same so that whatever is happening societally, you can stop, look at your marketing plan, look at the outline, the strategies that you've provided for yourself, and figure out how you can adapt how you can change, how you can let your practice evolve to answer those kinds of situations. So that is the marketing plan. The next thing that I wanted to talk about and describe is a marketing communication strategy, a communication plan. A communication plan is the strategy that we as neutrals use to reach our target markets through various types of communication. So this is going to include the message that I talked about in the marketing plan. It's also, though, going to include the medium. So this is going to be your brand ID, your messaging on the platform of LinkedIn, and then at what intervals you're going to be posting. So are you going to post on a Monday, a curated article, on a Tuesday, an inspirational quote, on a Wednesday, new case law, Thursday, upcoming event, Friday, a lighter selfie kind of a post, right? So that's what the communication plan is going to detail. And, like I said earlier, a marketing communication strategy really defines the entire range of activities that you're going to do to market and promote your practice. And a communication plan is where you really get into the weeds. So you're going to go to this conference on this date. You're going to give this speech. You're going to be delivering, this program to this corporation to teach them about how to best use our verbal communication skills, right? So this is where you really get to lay out a calendar and get into the details. It is important when you're putting this together that all of this branding, this promoting, this communication that you're doing, it all needs to have an alignment to it, so that all of your communication, your messaging, the visual of your posts, they all need to look as though they are one. So everything needs to be complementary. Everything needs to be, for example, within the same color wheel, have the same personality, have the same visual bent to it, right? It also needs to have the same kind of language that you think a primary, secondary, or tertiary target market will most appreciate. So that too needs to be consistent. Is your language very casual? Is your language much more formal? Is your language at the height of formality? These are things you need to think about in advance so that you can stay consistent throughout. And one of the best ways to figure out how to do that is to really look at your clients. So what are the needs of your clients? Where are they buying their mediation or arbitration services? From who? Perhaps why? What makes that person different? What makes you different? What is your unique selling position, your USP? You might want to think about how you can sort of mix things up so that you're really utilizing your strengths. So if you're a really good public speaker, be sure that you really skew your communication plan to provide lots of different public speaking opportunities on video or podcast or live or go live like this, lots of different options. If this isn't your strong suit, that's okay. Maybe writing is where you will flourish, in which case you want to think about blogs, workbooks, writing a book, getting your articles published, working with Haro, help a reporter out, haro.com, so that you can write articles for other periodicals, lots of different things. Maybe neither of those are really in your wheelhouse, and networking is probably the most important thing that all of us can do. And so what role will networking play in your communication plan? Your communication plan can also include things, though, like the follow-ups. So let's say that in your communication plan, you set aside time to go to a networking event. Now, from that networking event, there needs to be some organizational tree that you've designed that says, after you've met your dream client at this networking event, how do you follow that up? You connect with them on LinkedIn, you send them a message, you exchange an article, you provide them further information, What happens next? And all of those activities fall into this communication plan. And again, you could lay out a communication plan for the next 6 months, year, or even longer. Longer is a bit difficult, but 6 months to a year is, for the most part, what I do for my clients. And it gives us a great outline of where we're going, what we're doing, why we're going to be there, what do we hope to achieve from those activities, and how are we going to follow up. Of course, it too is flexible, right? So whew, that's a lot. That is the business plan, the marketing plan, and the communication plan. So I promised that I would help you understand which of those three you and your practice need. And here's the answer: all of them. You really do need all of them. To some degree, you have to have all of those different things. You have to have the goals, the milestones, and the tasks to make all of these things come together and gel in a way that really leads to practice success. And I know it's a lot to ask. So for the next 3 weeks, we're going to go, you and I, through each of those one by one by one. And I will provide for you the outline, the template for each of those things: the business plan, the marketing plan, and the communication strategy, so that you can fill in the blanks and customize it and really make it your own. So you'll want to join me for the next 3 weeks, where we go in depth to a business plan, a marketing plan, and a communications plan. So set your reminders, or if you follow me or you've connected with me on LinkedIn, on my profile, there's the little notification bell on my profile. Make sure that you've clicked that so that you'll get notified when I open up the Marketing Monday live program here on LinkedIn, and you'll get the reminder to join in. When you do, then I'll have the link for you so that you can go to my website, find the template and the workbook, so that we can go through each of these things together and really make the most of it. So that is it for me, Marketing Monday. Again, thanks so much for joining me. I always really have fun during our Marketing Monday time together. If you have any problems, questions, suggestions, always put it in the comments. Let me know. If there's something that you'd like me to concentrate on in future episodes, happy to do it. All right, that's it. Thanks very much. Be good humans.